The following is a presentation of the United Wrestling Network.
Welcome to Championship Wrestling, presented by West Coast Pro Wrestling. I'm Bimbo Jimbo Kincaid here, along with Timeless Levi Shapiro. We are ready for another thrilling episode here on ABC7. But Levi, you had a rough week last week. How are you feeling after your TV title match, my man? Levi doesn't want to talk about it, but Buddy Royal takes on Johnny Yuma in today's episode. But first, we have the Hollywood Heritage Champion Watts and Jordan Clearwater taking on Ray Rosas and Ice Williams. Let's take it to ringside.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, the team of Ice Williams and Ray Rosas.
Kicking things off here with tag team action. Ice Williams, Ray Rosas, both competed in the PP3. Rosas still in the mix.
He was challenged to find a partner. He found a partner. Ice Williams not a bad choice.
No, absolutely not.
Well, Ray Rosas is obviously not thrilled with the choice, but at least he has a partner. That's good. He's not going in on alone.
I think Ice Williams seems a little bit more excited than Rosas does.
Well, that's Ice Williams for you.
Might not be as excited when he sees the opposition. There you see that dominant Hollywood Heritage Champion Watts has held the title ever since the Red Carpet Rumble. At one point, he was a tag team champion all by himself. Is he going to go to low? Oh, wait.
And
who's it going to be?
Introducing their opponents, the team of Jordan Clearwater and the Hollywood Heritage Champion, Watts.
Oh, great choice in my estimation. Clearwater, a semi-finalist in the PP3 tournament, and he's got a whole lot of history with Ray Rosas.
You know, this was not by accident. This is not something that he chose out of random. He did this very intentionally to send a message to Ray Rosas, and Ray Rosas is feeling it right now. You got to figure Ray Rosas might care for the very first time in a very long time.
What a team this looks to be. And if Rosas and Clearwater get in there, we might have a little sneak peek at the other semifinal matchup in this year's PP3 tournament. Of course, it was Anthony Idol that punched his ticket to the finals with a victory over Andy Brown, much to your chagrin.
I'm still upset about it, Kennelly.
I bet you are.
Over a week ago, I'm still upset about it. The absolute rob. But that's okay. My number one pick all this time has been Ray Rosas, so we're still in good shape.
Ice Williams, the self-proclaimed coldest wrestler on the planet.
Ice Williams now is ready to gear up for action, but Ray Rosas is kind of nowhere to be found. He's a little bit MIA. I see his arm, but that's about it.
It begs the question, though, is Glacier still active?
I remember Glacier.
Well, blood runs cold. Here we go. Bell sounds, tag team action. And Ray Rosas seems, we don't see him at the moment, but very nonplussed and not even standing in the corner. So it looks like right now it's going to be all up to Ice Williams when it comes to his team. Collar and elbow lockup. Two great top young talents here in the United Wrestling Network going toe-to-toe. What a matchup this looks to be.
You know what? The most important thing you need to have in a tag match is the ability to tag. And so far, we see a lot of Ray Rosas' hand. So, Ice Williams may not be in that bad a shape after all.
Ice Williams had advanced all the way to the quarterfinals, came up just short against the colleague of Rosas, Andy Brown, in the quarterfinals. Of course, Andy Brown eliminated by Anthony Idol in the semis. And taking control of the arm now is Jordan Clearwater, who this youngster really brimming with confidence more than we've ever seen.
Yes, undeserved sense of accomplishment. Exactly what I was thinking, Kennelly. I don't like Jordan Clearwater. I don't like the fans he brings in. I don't like all the people getting behind him. What is so special about a kid with blonde hair? I was a kid with blonde hair. I didn't get cheered every single time I went into a building.
Now look at you now. Follically challenged is my partner. Holding on to that side headlock is Ice Williams, doing it with some pizzazz. And trying to muscle him off was Clearwater, but nice leverage there. And that was cold as ice.
Ice Williams is very, very smart and calculating. He's very fast, but he doesn't go in there and overexert himself. That's what makes him a very dangerous competitor. But you can tell he's trying to talk to Rosas, and Rosas is having none of it. He's still out there sitting on the apron, not even looking at the match going on behind him.
Unique episode of Championship Wrestling, that second in that best-of-7 series with Lacey Ryan, Heather Monroe coming your way later on. Buddy Royal taking on Johnny Yuma, all kinds of action. Look at the speed picks up here. Who will it favor? Nice takedown there by Jordan Clearwater. Likewise, mirror images right now when it comes to offensive output, backslide. Whoever can drop to their knees first might have the advantage here, Andrew.
Fantastic back and forth between these two men. They both know each other's moves. They're both a little bit ahead of each other. But Ice Williams now getting the better advantage over Clearwater. And Clearwater's only going to do so much missing with those kicks. Those are exhausting. It may not seem like it, but those kicks take a lot of effort.
Uh-oh. Mood changes. Mood changes, Jacek, when the big man hits the ring.
That's very scary. Nobody wants to be on the opposite side. And it's very obvious by Ice Williams, who now tagged in Ray Rosas, who just remembered he was in a match.
Now, he was quite content there sitting on the apron. I don't think he's going to be too enthused when he sees who he's got to step in there with. Is Ray going to get in there? Is he going to mix it up with the Heritage Champion? We'll find out right after this.
Live from South San Francisco, California, West Coast Pro Wrestling presents A Lesson to Be Learned, featuring Danhausen, Dashing Chris Bay, Timeless Levi Shapiro, The Reno Scum, Tony Deppen, Starboy Charlie, and the West Coast Pro Champion Hammerstone takes on Will Hobbs and Terrell Nelson in a triple threat match. Be there live March 20th at the State Room in South San Francisco, California.
Do you use Viagra or Cialis? Have you been thinking about trying Viagra or Cialis? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 or more a pill for Viagra, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. Stop overpaying for expensive prescriptions. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call now and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for Viagra. Call us anytime, day or night, and start saving big money for the exact same results. Have your credit card ready. Ordering is fast and easy, with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. Call now.
Ray Rosas still has not checked into the ring. It basically been an unofficial television timeout because of Rosas' stalling tactics, and now Clearwater trying to press the issue.
Well, that's because Clearwater, look at this now, what? Disgusting by Clearwater.
Shades of the red carpet rumble there, and gets trucked by the Heritage Champion. I don't think Rosas got the license plate of that Mack truck, and Watts going to work.
Man hasn't even taken off his jacket yet. How fair is that? You know how long the commercial break was, and Ray Rosas still was taking his shot. He was taking his time. He was picking his moment.
Yeah,
and he's winning it, threw it all out the window.
Taking his time, all right. Now taken for a tour of the corners. Big measuring right hand there by Watts. Floors Rosas. Rosas, former television champion, former tag team champion, and in big trouble. Got caught right on the jaw.
Very, very scary it is to be on the opposition of Watts. And Ray Rosas was thrown in there. He's not even ready. He didn't want to be teamed up with Ice Williams in the first place, but now finds himself on the receiving ends of a travel plan courtesy of Watts, and we know dang well those all come in twos.
That's
He's
right.
Still got one more ahead of him.
Oh yeah, he always books round-trip flights, doesn't Watts? Look out here, Rosas. Get ready for seconds. Pleading with the Hollywood Heritage Champion. It falls on deaf ears, and there you go. There's part 2. Welcome back. Go to the carousel and pick up your luggage.
Oh, look, they're chanting for one more time. Could we possibly be seeing a third one? Could we possibly see a third one? No.
Well, after a bit of a layover here, after the second flight, might be the third leg of the trip, but desperation jawbreaker there. He knows every trick in the book, does Ray Rosas. Nice counter, and perhaps the big man went to the well one too many times, but perhaps not. He's got power on display.
Oh my God, no! Ray Rosas is folded inside out. Look at him. The human body isn't supposed to bend that way.
Ray Rosas gonna pick up some frequent flyer miles courtesy of Watts.
And now Jordan Clearwater has the opportunity to go seek his revenge on Ray Rosas, if that's what you want to call it. This is it's a witch hunt is what it is.
Well, a lot of history here between Clearwater and Rosas. Clearwater, as he now goes for the cover on his former mentor, was under the learning tree of Rosas for quite some time. That is until Rosas suffered a lengthy losing streak, and then, quite frankly, he just snapped on this youngster.
Yeah.
I think he was getting jealous of the success of his pupil.
You know, when you go through any sort of organization, the military, or whatever you have it, your superiors, the people who know better than you, very smart move by Rosas tagging in Mr. Williams. Anybody that knows better than you, you're not going to like all the things they do. Ray Rosas might have made him angry, but the fact that he turned his back on him just shows what a coward Mr. Clearwater is. He has absolutely no business in there being in the ring with Ray Rosas, let alone beating him up after Watts totally destroyed this poor young man. This is an absolute shambles, Kennelly.
It's in shambles right now for the team of Rosas and Ice Williams. And looking, come off that second rope is Clearwater, but countered after the distraction of Rosas on the outside. That opens the door of opportunity for Ice Williams, who scores with a double axe handle.
Did you see Clearwater's neck? It totally snapped on that top turnbuckle pad. And that's not a very, very pleasant feeling when you have all that weight going back and snapping your neck in the wrong direction. Very, very bad news. Speaking of which, Ice Williams now in control. See, Ray Rosas has now have so much confidence he might be able to get on top of the ring apron and stand this time. That's exciting.
Ice Williams, so impressive. Drops the elbow there on Clearwater, looking to press the offense. Caught the eye recently of our own broadcast colleague, David Marquez. Really said that Ice Williams, one to watch here in the United Wrestling Network, and living up to that praise right now.
One to watch go down in flames. Clearwater's a joke. These fans are a joke. You're a joke if you like them.
Here's the cover. Looking to put away Clearwater.
And you really think he would have gotten that moniker? Do you really think he would have gotten that name if Ray Rosas had had something to do with it? This man right here is a genius. He's an absolute genius. And he turned his back on him.
Well, revisionist history there by my broadcast colleague, but great matchup again of two young stars here with Ice Williams. A bit of an edge-o-matic there by Williams trying to put Clearwater in the deep freeze. Here's the cover. Count of two.
Yeah, now punishing that neck, doing every single thing he can to punish that neck. Again now, going back to another move where you're punishing the neck. Working on that neck. Very, very smart psychology there as Ice Williams.
After the jawbreaker, both youngsters looking for the clothesline, both connecting bodies down, and who can make that all-important tag? It might be a huge turning point in this matchup.
Ray Rosas, the question is Ray Rosas even going to receive the tag? He's telling him right now, don't tag me in. Don't even bother tagging me in. Just go ahead and go in there and fend for yourself. You're fine.
Oh, he doesn't want to tag in because he sees what's waiting on the other end of the outstretched hand in the other corner, that being of the Hollywood Heritage Champion, Watts, who leaves his feet, scores with the drop kick, beating gravity and trying to beat his opponent at the same time.
Watts, the big man now, trying to fly off the top rope. This is not good for Ray Rosas. Turn around, buddy!
He did not hit that at Milestone. Hold on, goes for the cover, hits it here against Rosas. Incredible title defense by Watts against Ricky Starks of the National Wrestling Alliance back at Milestone. It's been full speed ahead for Watts ever since.
And Ray Rosas seems to be still in the path. Oh my gosh, speaking of path, that hurt me and I was out here, Kennelly.
Not on the same page there. Oh, gonna double up. Double your pleasure, double your fun. Are you kidding me? Can Watts do this? Double Samoan drop. Thought maybe it was gonna be a double DNR.
That would have been devastating, but that is still devastating nonetheless. Now Watts is now almost calling for the end. You can tell he's getting ready to put an end to this right now, Kennelly.
As if to say, I find your lack of faith disturbing. Was looking for that choke force was Watts, but Ice Williams trying to add to the longevity of his team's chances in this match and doing so. Impressive survival tactics here by Williams. Oh, gets just enough to take the big man down. The big man's bewildered. He hit that big head on the canvas. Rosas to pick up the pieces. Only a count of 2. Wow.
Ray Rosas went in there like a vulture. Just said, this is mine now. Very, very good by Ray Rosas. Ray Rosas made a smart choice. He put in Ice Williams. He said, go in there and take the brunt of the punishment. Save me when I need your help. Now tagging back in Ice Williams to put the damage in once again so we can go in there and pin Watts once and for all.
Well, Williams gave everything he had. Maybe now we're going to see some double team continuity. Well, not exactly.
Oh my goodness. Watts is such a beast. He is so powerful. He's so big, so strong. I would say that was a definite mistake by Rosas and Williams right there. And they might be both going for a ride.
Breaking down the hands, though, and avoiding total devastation. Just threw him to the wolves.
Did you see that? Oh, my goodness.
What a neck breaker there by Ice Williams. How impressive is this kid?
And now looking for the tag, Ray Rosas. He took flight for a little while, and he is not in a hurry to get back there.
Rosas doesn't want any part of Clearwater. There's the Midas touch. And will this youngster turn more to gold?
Here are your winners, Jordan Clearwater and the Hollywood Heritage Champion, Watts.
What a tag team victory. Clearwater momentum going into the PP3 semifinals. More coming your way after this.
Listen carefully. Are you prepared to fight the nation's strongest debt collector alone? Are you familiar with how the IRS strikes once they see you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes? Well, the IRS is counting on you not knowing the facts and not knowing your rights. Once you're accepted into the Alleviate Tax Program, you don't have to make any payments until your case is settled. Once you are in the Alleviate Tax Program, the IRS will be forced to stop all those harassing phone calls. Alleviate Taxes help clients nationwide with IRS nightmares. Call 1-800-735-6038 for a free consultation. No more threatening phone calls, no more wage garnishments or bank levies, and no more monthly payments to the IRS. Call 1-800-735-6038 to see if you qualify. Remember, if you owe back taxes, don't wait another day. Alleviate Tax is here to help, so call 1-800-735-6038 for free information and consultation now. That's 1-800-735-6038. 1-800-735-6038.
Looks like you're not sleeping well.
How did you know? Hey, Megan!
Hey, you're that guy.
The My Pillow guy.
That's right, and I'm here to help you get the best sleep of your lives. Just like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. I had tried every pillow out there and none of them worked. That's why I invented My Pillow. My patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs and helps keep your neck aligned. My Pillow will hold its shape all night long regardless of your sleep position for the best sleep of your life.
Call or go to mypillow.com. Use the promo code and save over 50% with Mike's 4-pack. You'll get 2 My Pillow premiums and 2 Go Anywhere pillows. It's one of his best offers ever.
You're sleeping better.
Much better.
And you're looking good.
Feeling good.
I knew you would.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit mypillow.com.
Welcome back to Championship Wrestling, presented by West Coast Pro Wrestling. We're about to find out the next stipulation in the best of 7 series between Heather Monroe and Lacey Ryan. Monroe leads that series 1-0. Levi, is it fair? Is it fair that Halston Body gets to choose these stipulations?
Of course it's fair. Lacey Ryan accepted the challenge from the Killer Bay, and now everything going forward is fair game. In match 1, Heather beat Lacey on a 5-count pin. That's to tell you that Halston Body is going to catch Lacey Ryan off guard at every turn. He's a smart man. Questionable fashion choices, but a calculated mind.
Let's not keep you waiting any longer. Let's go back to ringside to find out the stipulation for match 2 in this thrilling best-of-7 series.
The following contest is match 2 in a best-of-7 series. Introducing first, from Las Vegas, Nevada, Lacey Ryan.
Lacey Ryan set for action as we switch gears to the women's division. And Halston Body and Heather Monroe have been keeping Lacey guessing. Last time out, you had to win by a 5 count in the first match in this best-of-7 series. What is in store, stipulation-wise, here in match 2?
We can only guess with a man like Halston Body calling the shots. Lacey Ryan is in trouble.
Darlings! Oh, quiet down, there's an adult speaking. Look, Lacey Ryan's back. She must love getting beat up by you, Heather. How fun. Well, let's get right to it. Stipulation number 2 will be one of you has to win by using a move on the top rope. Yeah? What?
Well, Lacey seems fine with that. Using a maneuver off the top rope. Well, Lacey Ryan's known for that.
Fine. The second rope. What?
A little bit of arguing here between those two. Heather Monroe's not excited about the stipulation.
Okay, we got it. The stipulation for the second match is submissions only, dearie. Good luck!
You can see maybe a little frustration there on the face of Lacey Ryan because...
And introducing her opponent, being accompanied to the ring by Halston Body, she is the Killer Bay, Heather Monroe.
Certainly can't interrupt the introduction of the Killer Bay.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Gunley.
Stipulation number 2, you have to win by submission only, but that certainly seems to play to the favor of the Killer Bay, who of course has that devastating 7-year stretch in her arsenal.
Well, you know what? He said from the very beginning, it's a move from the top rope. And you hear Lacey Ryan say, no, I don't want that match. So he changed it on behalf of Lacey Ryan, and it just so happened now to work in the favor of Heather Monroe.
It seemed to me that it was the Killer Bay that had some issues with the choices of Halston Body. Halston seemed a little bit frustrated that his idea didn't get picked.
Well, you know what? You remember it the way you want to remember it. I'll remember it the way it actually happened. Doesn't matter what the stipulation is, Kelly. Can we please stop focusing on how the stipulation is affecting whom? Okay, Heather Monroe is going to be in control of this 100%, except this one.
These two have had some wars, a 2 out of 3 falls match back at Milestone. Now into this best-of-7 series where the score is 1-0 for the Killer Bay. Got the victory in that first matchup in which you had to win by a 5 count. And Halston Body, the prism of excellence, getting excellently interfere in that matchup.
Oh, Halston Body does what he can to protect his client. You know that. The man's class.
Excellence of interference. And
he coined that, make it a shirt.
Yeah. Big shot there by Lacey Ryan. And she is a very prolific striker. Running knee in the corner. And now really keeping her enemy close. Looking for the armbar. Well, there's a submission. That could do it. And Heather Monroe gets the ropes. Again, you're not going to see any pinfall attempts unless it's just by habit. There's not going to be any countouts. You have to win by submission.
You saw it very foolish already by Lacey Ryan, not being very, very smart, putting her in a submission right next to the rope where Heather Monroe can obviously get out of that and have the ref break her hold. So Lacey Ryan is already at a disadvantage. She is not smart enough to wrestle in this type of match. That was nasty.
Vicious chop there by Lacey Ryan, now returning the favor. Well, the claws coming out here for Heather Monroe. And you got to wonder, Lacey Ryan obviously fundamentally sound. She's got, you would think, some submission moves in her arsenal. We saw the attempted arm bar, but Heather Monroe has certainly garnered a lot of victories by submission, so the advantage on the side of the Killer Bay in your estimation?
Not only the advantage just because of the stipulation, just the advantage in general, Kenley. The wherewithal that Heather Monroe has, not to mention the fact, and not that I'm saying he's going to interfere, but if you have somebody on the outside to give you that moral support, you're going to be able to have more of an advantage. Heather Monroe might be able to make her tap right now.
I think that...
She's tapping.
No.
Tap.
She is.
That was a tap.
She is getting the faithful behind her, is Lacey Ryan.
Okay.
Give me a break.
Okay, that was an obvious tap. The referee is blind, and you are too if you didn't see that. She tapped 4 times with her foot, Kenley.
Momentum back on the side now of Lacey Ryan, who's digging down deep, doing what she does best, and that is out of the striking department. But the strikes could open the window of opportunity for submission down the line. But again, having to really change her offensive playbook to get the victory. We'll see here.
Going to really have to dig down deep.
Rolling through again. She's going for that armbar. That's her submission of choice, it would seem. And the strikes had the Killer Bay rocked. Can she defend this armbar? It looks to be in pretty deep. Halston Body trying to pull Monroe under the ropes and does. Come on.
I don't know if he saw it. What do you mean he pulled her under the rope? What he did, he was obviously reaching for the referee to let him know that her foot was already under the rope the entire time, Kenley. It's not my fault the referee is blind. It's not Halston Body's fault either.
You're telling me that the foot of Heather Monroe would have broken the plane of the rope if it wasn't for Halston Body's interference? Now, a reverse neck breaker there. As Heather Monroe, you can see it, the pins and needles taking effect, trying to get some feeling back in that arm. Rolls through, there it is.
Oh, there
7-year stretch. It's locked in. Lacey Ryan in big time trouble here, center of the ring.
Tap again, tap again. The referee didn't see the first tap. Go ahead and tap again, Lacey Ryan. This is it. You are history.
That's one of Heather Monroe's signatures. She's won so many matches with that. And Lacey Ryan powering her way out of that devastating submission hold, but the damage may be done, Jasic.
Heather Monroe is stalking her prey. Submission match is not just about that last submission hold. It is about wearing down your opponent the entire time. And you see that right now as Heather Monroe goes back to the works, right back to where she started, back with this 7-year stretch. And Heather Monroe is now going to seal her fate as the winner of this match, Kenley.
But the body positioning, Lacey Ryan trying to kind of turn sideways here. She had to fight her way out of the hold and earn it, unlike Heather Monroe, who had the assistance early. Oh, she taps. Lacey Ryan taps.
Told you. I told you.
Here is your winner, Heather Monroe.
Heather Monroe pitching the shutout so far, 2-0 in this best of 7 series. We take a look back at the action, brought to you by Lights Out Extreme Fighting. See it live March 13th. For all the information, go to lightsoutxf.com. Here you see the submission attempt, the armbar. Halston Body clearly assisting Heather Monroe and pulling Lacey Ryan out. But then Lacey Ryan got locked up in the 7-year stretch, not once but twice. Heather Monroe up 2-0. More coming your way on Championship Wrestling.
We are the Dreamers. We come in a variety of colors
and styles,
a variety of sizes.
We come in different patterns
and different materials.
We are the Dreamers.
Achieving your dream can take work.
I just wanted to do a career.
But don't give up.
Changing my life.
Don't ever give up.
Ignore the haters.
They didn't believe that I can do it, and I just proved them that I can.
Independence University.
IU is an online college.
Education online for a better life offline.
So your campus is wherever you want it to be.
Take classes when you want to take classes.
At IU, you receive the tools you need at no extra cost.
Even a brand new laptop and tablet to use in school.
You're going to keep that laptop and tablet when you graduate.
And IU's career services work really hard to help you get a job.
You've got to have dreams.
Independence University.
Education online for a better life offline.
Call 1-800-893-1653. That's 1-800-893-1653.
We're living in exciting times in the world of professional wrestling. There are tons of opportunities to live your dreams as a professional wrestler, from the worldwide leaders to independent companies like APW. If you feel you have what it takes, the time to make a move is now. The APW Training Academy will help you develop the fundamentals of professional wrestling. The All Pro Wrestling Training Center is now open for enrollment. Contact us today.
Welcome back to Championship Wrestling presented by West Coast Pro Wrestling. We'll get you back to ringside in just a moment, but I want to address the elephant in the room. My apologies for the sore subject, but Levi, what is the situation with this ghost from your past in Buddy Royal?
Well, you know what, Bimbo Jimbo? Buddy Royal was my brother. And we went a different way for a while, but we had one thing in common, and that was to come back and make proper television. But you know what? I just used him to get back on TV. I've never needed him. And the last straw was when he screwed me out of the TV. I don't need to deal with this.
Things are not over between the Classic Connection. Buddy Royal's in action right now.
The following contest is a singles match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, representing Vermin, Johnny Yuma.
Welcome back to Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. There you see a former PP3 Cup bearer, Johnny Yuma, who translated that into Hollywood Heritage Gold. And in this unique matchup, two tag team specialists of sorts are going to go one-on-one.
Yuma's my pick, number one, guaranteed, Kennelly.
Howdy! Now, buddy, don't worry about what happened. Brothers fight, and then they make it up. You hug it out, B. All right? So we're going to go ahead and just pick ourselves up by our bootstraps, and you just go, oh, look at this. A crabby rat. There's a crabby rat in the ring. I want you to put him on the bottom of that boot and stomp his little eyes out. All right, now get.
Now, interesting here that the relationship seemingly continuing here with Buddy Royal and Howdy Price, as you'll recall, Buddy Royal jumping Levi Shapiro in the midst of a United Television title matchup against champion Dan Joseph, in which Levi Shapiro, would not get that opportunity at the title then, and he says, so does Howdy Price, that they hugged it out. Is that going to do it?
Well, it's been a whole week. There's a long time to make sure that they patch things up. It's obviously what's happened. Buddy Royal might still be on the good side of Levi Shapiro. We don't know because he's not out here, but that's okay. Doesn't mean that Howdy Price doesn't support him, and that's all he really needs.
Dan Joseph, of course, would lose that match by disqualification as a result, but held on to the television title, celebrated like he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. It just shows the intelligence of Dan Joseph, and you got to give it to a man who literally won the title in the very first defense he loses the match. Very, very proud must Dan Joseph be. You know, Kennelly, when I leave you to go back in the ring action, it's going to happen pretty soon. I'm not gonna lose on my first defense. I guarantee you that.
Well, given recent history, you're bound to leave one way or another. That's been happening to my colleagues. And bull rushing now is Yuma. So as I mentioned, even though obviously trouble in paradise for the Classic Connection, Yuma and Yuma, former Heritage champion, but known throughout his career primarily as a tag team competitor, as is Buddy Royal. So a unique one-on-one encounter here. Your thoughts?
A very, very smart idea is it to...
Ooh, look at this pinning predicament. Nicely done.
Very, very smart idea is it to cement your legacy.
Cradle again. Oh, very close.
As a tag team professional, but then go in as a singles wrestler so your opponent never really...
Looking for the cover again,
You know
Jess.
what, Kennelly? I'm not even going to talk anymore. I can't even get past these guys covering each other.
Well, let me ask you this. As a former tag team competitor yourself, when you transition to singles, how is it not having that outstretched hand to make a tag in the corner? How long does it take to get used to that?
Well, I got to tell you, you never quite get used to that, especially for somebody as seasoned as Mr. Yuma and Mr. Martinson, having tagged all these years in every single facet possible.
Shot after shot into the turnbuckle now. And Yuma's going to have some serious cobwebs to clear from the cabeza.
And that's not fair. He knocked the hair right off the back of Yuma's head.
Devastating. And Yuma calling for a timeout.
See, that's Buddy Royal's foolishness. Just stupidity, believing that Yuma was going to be desperate to call a timeout.
Yuma suckered him in. These are two competitors that know every shortcut in the sport. Every old school tactic.
Yuma now giving the business to the turnbuckle pad.
Might come down to he who cheats last cheats best in this one. But how about the fire recently in Buddy Royal? Out for revenge, interfered in that title matchup as we mentioned. Locked in that submission hold on Levi Shapiro and would not let it go.
We're talking about something that happened over a week ago. The fact of the matter is they made up, and that's all that matters. Stop trying to stir the pot. The Classic Connection are back. They're better than ever. Howdy Price is very, very proud of his creation. Let it be that as it is.
Well, Levi Shapiro's got the atomic claw, and Yuma there, the orbital claw, going for the eyes to take advantage in this matchup. Well, using his assets to get the victory.
I always love that move by Mr. Yuma. Very, very cool. What are they saying? They're saying something about you, Kennelly. I can't make it out.
No, I believe it was, Rat was involved somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Talking about you. Yuma now doing every single thing he can to take advantage of this young man. Unfortunately, Mr. Buddy Royal, he still might be fired up over this whole incident about almost breaking up with his partner. Thank goodness they're actually back together, though.
I mean, I imagine it didn't sit well with Howdy Price as Shapiro had a shot at the United Television title. More fire here. Beautiful belly-to-back suplex there by Buddy Royal. Executed to perfection. And again, center of the ring, looking to put away Yuma. Yuma powers out.
Not going to put a man like Yuma down that easily, Kennelly. Like I said before, Yuma's nasty. He's greasy. He's grimy. I don't think he's showered in years. The man can care less about the pain circulating about his body. As long as he can get up, he'll continue to punish you, and that's what Yuma's about to do to Buddy Royal.
Fitting to see Yuma this time of year, former PP3 Cup bearer, and he'll be all too happy to tell you all about that. But
well, every single time he comes out, he points to the PP3 Cup, and he's letting you know that he was the man at one point. He still is. He still is.
Well, it kind of comes down to what have you done for me lately. He's been unsuccessful in his courting of Bad Dude Tito back to Vermin. Look at that. Little old school slam by Buddy Royal.
Buddy Royal now trying to get the crowd fired up. What is that?
Levi Shapiro has made himself to ringside here, and
it's okay. They're friends. They're all, everybody's friendly here.
Shapiro saying, I got my man right here, and Howdy Price. And the distraction is costing Buddy Royal, though. Precious seconds ticking away.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's going to steal it. Yuma's going to steal it. Surprise, surprise. But Buddy Royal kicked out. Oh, Yuma thought he had put him away. Couldn't cheat his way out of this one. There's that hold. That's what he did to Shapiro. That's what he did to Shapiro. And he puts Yuma away.
Here is your winner, Buddy Royal.
Look at him looking right to the eyes of Howdy Price and Levi Shapiro. I guess we know where they all stand now. This team is history. Just like I said from the beginning, Kennelly, they hate each other.
This issue not over, and somebody with some issues to address, Adrian Quest. We'll hear from Young Fuego after this.
Live from South San Francisco, California, West Coast Pro Wrestling presents A Lesson to Be Learned, featuring Danhausen, Dashing Chris Bay, Timeless Levi Shapiro, The Reno Scum, Tony Deppen, Starboy Charlie, and the West Coast Pro Champion Hammerstone takes on Will Hobbs and Terrell Nelson in a triple threat match. Be there live March 20th at the State Room in South San Francisco, California.
Listen carefully. Are you prepared to fight the nation's strongest debt collector alone? Are you familiar with how the IRS strikes once they see you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes? Well, the IRS is counting on you not knowing the facts and not knowing your rights. Once you're accepted into the Alleviate Tax Program, you don't have to make any payments until your case is settled. Once you are in the Alleviate Tax Program, the IRS will be forced to stop all those harassing phone calls. Alleviate Tax has helped clients nationwide with IRS nightmares. Call 1-800-735-6038 for a free consultation. No more threatening phone calls, no more wage garnishments or bank levies, and no more monthly payments to the IRS. Call 1-800-735-6038 to see if you qualify. Remember, if you owe back taxes, don't wait another day. Alleviate Taxes here to help, so call 1-800-735-6038 for free information and consultation now. That's 1-800-735-6038. 1-800-735-6038.
Attention Juul users. If you are a young adult or the parent of a minor who used a Juul device and suffered serious health problems including nicotine addiction, nicotine poisoning, seizures, stroke, heart or lung problems, multiple cavities, or mental health problems, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Call the number on your screen or visit JuulHurt.com immediately for a free consultation.
Yo, so there is something I gotta get off my chest. Everybody knows that champions are in a position of power. Now, isn't it funny? Isn't it funny when I'm at my lowest, when I get screwed out of the TV title twice, someone I consider my friend, my mentor, someone who helped train me, someone in a position of power did not have my back. You know what? Russ Taylor, get out here.
Wait, what? Adrian Quest calling out one half of the tag team champions, referring to him as Russ Taylor, saying that he trained him, he didn't have his back. I don't know what to make of this.
This is a little bit peculiar decision by Adrian Quest. Definitely something is off right now. This is a very uncomfortable situation that we're in.
All right, well, Taylor making his way out here along with his tag team partner and champion partner in Thomas Day, and seems as if Taylor is going to be all ears here. It's going to be very interesting to see what Quest has to say. Whoa.
Pardon my interjection. What Russ can't be blamed for any sort of thing that you want to throw at him. He hasn't done much of anything. I'm going to be honest, Adrian, this is a little bit of a toxic behavior from you. And I believe that maybe the Soul Burners can take you on a retreat and maybe help you out with that.
No. Because now you're acting dumb. And see, Nico Marquez is trying to right his wrongs by giving me a title opportunity with those. And I want that position of power. I got a partner. I got homies. Trust.
Saying he's going to get a shot at the tag team title.
He doesn't even have a partner, Kennelly.
Hey, yo!
What? Could it be?
Oh, no, not...
Yes!
Not Andy Brown.
Yes! Yes! Oh, Young Fuego! Young Fuego! Welcome to the winning team!
Oh, now you get the nickname
Young
right.
Fuego and Andy Brown!
Well, you'll recall when Adrian Quest came up short in his bid for the television title, Andy Brown sitting there nonplussed on the stage. They've been trying to recruit, as Andy Brown trying to recruit Fuego this whole time. Hey, look at this. We have a referee. We have Adnan Qureshi in the center of the ring. Are we going to have a tag team title match?
Well, shut up and let's find out.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the United World Tag Team Championship. Introducing first the challengers, the team of Uptown Andy Brown and Young Fuego, Adrian Quest. And introducing the champions. At a combined weight of 383 pounds, they are the United World Tag Team Champions, Russ Taylor and Thomas Day, the Soul Burners.
So the tag team titles will indeed be on the line. We heard from Young Fuego. He said that Nico Marquez is out to right his wrongs.
Well, very good. Finally, Nico Marquez makes a good decision. Yep. And you saw how Adrian Quest got screwed out of that title. I told you that. I always liked this kid, and I'm so happy right now he's going in to fulfill his destiny. Congratulations, Adrian Quest.
At the time, you certainly didn't feel that way. And yes, Adrian Quest at one point we thought had won the United Television Championship. Nico Marquez said it was unsanctioned. Made the match for Milestone, in which Quest came up just short. And has been, I guess, kind of a malcontent ever since. And just a whole different demeanor and look in the eyes of Adrian Quest, saying he desires that position of power, that with championships comes power. And it's almost like he had a taste of it when he was holding that television title, and it is consumed Young Fuego.
Absolutely. That's what championships do. That's what this sport does to you. It makes a man out of you, and Adrian Quest is finally growing some chest hair and making sure that he puts himself in a position to hold the championship around his waist. He's gotten wrong so many times. He's now teamed with somebody who's going to take him there. Congratulations already in order for our new tag team champions.
Nice takedown there by Taylor, who did not come in prepared, nor did Thomas Day to defend the titles, and certainly not against Young Fuego and Andy Brown. So an impromptu title defense for the Soul Burners, really putting the champions up against the wall.
And listen to this crowd. This crowd is 100% behind the Soul Burners. This is not something that Adrian Quest is used to. Teaming right there with Andy Brown, that cohesiveness is already there. Unbelievable.
Thomas Day checks in. You know, conspicuous by his absence is Ray Rosas, who has had a very similar rationale as of late. And I got to wonder if Rosas has anything to do with this. And again, the champions are off balance here because they've been put in a predicament with their titles on the line here. I really don't know what to make of it.
That shock and awe is definitely consumed everybody. And Thomas Day taking a misstep there on the ropes, could not get all of Andy Brown.
Thomas Day now mounted position into the wheelbarrow here by Andy Brown, but Thomas Day comes up with the big bulldog. And champions back in control, but again, obviously Andy Brown and Rosas have been thick and as thieves as of late. As Rosas, you know, is he the puppet master maybe behind all of this?
Oh, but that puppet master. These men can think for themselves. They're grown men. They are tired of getting screwed over. Beautiful by Andy Brown. That's what this team has in common.
Nasty shot looking to make history. Don't put them away yet. This tag team title matchup we never expected continues right after this.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services. Attention all military and family of a member of the U.S. military. You had the courage to enlist, keeping your family and mine safe. But the earplugs you were issued were defective. The Department of Justice announced that 3M has agreed to pay $9.1 million to the United States military. Where is your compensation? Who's protecting you? At the Rely On Group, we understand your sacrifice. There's limited time to file a claim on your behalf. So call the Rely On Group right now. If you or a loved one was an active military member anytime between 2002 to the present day, were issued earplugs, and have suffered partial or full hearing loss or tinnitus, we can help. Call the Rely On Group at 800-923-3715. That's 800-923-3715. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Reliant Group, not attorney spokesperson. Cases randomly assigned to participating law firms.
We're living in exciting times in the world of professional wrestling. There are tons of opportunities to live your dreams as a professional wrestler, from the worldwide leaders to independent companies like APW. If you feel you have what it takes, the time to make a move is now. The APW Training Academy will help you develop the fundamentals of professional wrestling. The All Pro Wrestling Training Center is now open for enrollment. Contact us today.
Welcome back, everyone. Championship Wrestling. Tag team titles on the line after challenge issued, an opportunity granted to Young Fuego, apparently by Nico Marquez. And we're seeing some real continuity now between Young Fuego, who is just more of a no-nonsense demeanor, but he and Andy Brown did team over the summer, but both had very different attitudes. Here's the cover. I mean, look at this. Young Fuego looks more like he's got ice water running through his veins in this matchup.
Those stone cold eyes in the face of Young Fuego, looking dead shot right at Ryan Taylor, saying, this is what you've made me become. That's what this whole thing is about. It's about vengeance, about setting your place. It's about taking what's rightfully yours. Young Fuego has gotten screwed over too many times, and right now, he will not let it happen again.
Big shots there by Thomas Day. Well, that's one thing. You can talk about your intents all you want and wanting a position of power. It's another thing to beat the Soul Burners, who have been incredible tag team title holders ever since defeating the Reno Scum for those titles. Seemingly countless title defenses, and a superplex there by Thomas Day turns the tide in the favor of the incumbent champs.
Can you imagine what happens if Andy Brown and Adrian Quest go home with the tag team championships? Not only do they want to work together, now they absolutely have to, with Ray Rosas now too being part of that.
Taylor checking in. Two incredible strikers going mano a mano here. This could be some serious fistic fireworks inside the squared circle. Look at the athleticism there of Taylor on display. Scissor kick! Taking down Andy Brown. Pulls the arm away from the rope, only a count of two.
Ryan Taylor, he just kicks right through you. I've said it time and time again.
Pin attempt the other way, looking to catch him.
Ryan Taylor will punish you with his strikes. That's what he does. And look at this, Young Fuego doesn't even care. He goes right into the wolves, doing everything he can to take Taylor off his game. Very uncharacteristic by Adrian Quest. Never came in illegal like that before.
It's that power lust. What a drop kick, though, on the money by Thomas Day. The Soul Burners are centered now. Look out here. It's time maybe for a little sentons aplenty. Now the moonsault, beautifully done by Thomas Day. And the champs are rolling. But yeah, how about that? Trying to sneak in from the outside, Adrian Quest. Again, I just think it's that desire to have power, to have championship gold.
Well,
really uncharacteristic actions.
This Burning Man, if they hit this might spell very bad news for Andy Brown. But keep in mind that Adrian Quest is just a few seconds away, and there he is.
Look out here, springboard by Quest. Breaks up the play. And Young Fuego might have saved the day for his team as the champions were looking for that Burning Man, to your point.
Listen to this. The crowd doesn't even know what to make of it. They're almost in shock at the actions of Adrian Quest right now. A completely different attitude as Adrian Quest. Young Fuego right now sealing the deal, baby.
Standing shooting star. Brown goes for the cover. Are they going to do it? Oh, my goodness. Within an eyelash of becoming united. Tag team champions. Wow.
No, Andy Brown got screwed out of the PP3. Adrian Quest got screwed out of his title. Ray Rose has gotten screwed so many times. How fitting would it be if this group, this faction right here, brings home some championship gold, Kennelly?
Here we see a double team attempt there by the challengers. Tag made to Taylor, who checks back in. Taylor dividing, conquering. He's certainly capable of doing just that. Triple Crown champion here in the decade-long history of this program. 40-ounce bounce. Caught Taylor. Shavasana now.
It's
by Thomas Day.
Another is one big chaotic move after another. Each man taking each other down. Andy Brown now standing tall, but maybe not for long.
A lot of moving parts in this United Tag Team title matchup. Full head of steam, but rolled up by Young Fuego. He's got a hold of the leg, looking for an ankle lock. Uh-oh, but now imitation the sincerest form of flattery, but that's the original. Taylor's put a lot of people away with the ankle lock. Wait a minute. The title, he hit him right in the ankle and the foot. He might have shattered the bones in the foot of Thomas Day.
That might be it, the beginning of the end, Kennelly, the beginning of the end. You're looking at a brand new era here at Championship Wrestling.
This might turn into a handicap match in a hurry. You gotta be kidding me, what a sickening attack. And the referee looking, because we had a close call with the submission in the ring, he didn't see it.
Andy Brown now taking full advantage of this. And you know what that does? It gives Adrian Quest all the more time to rest up. Yes,
don't do it.
Down. Do it, Andy Brown.
Think of what he did to Bateman. Now the pile driver on the ramp on Taylor. He's trying to just end careers. Is Andy Brown. We haven't seen Bateman since.
Yeah, Bateman has been gone. He definitely suffered some sort of a broken neck or something like that. I wouldn't put it past Andy Brown to do this to one person after another. Ryan Taylor might just be in a sea of victims. But you know what he has to do? He has to capitalize, put him in there, and get that title around your waist.
They put Bateman on the shelf, the pile driver on the ramp. Not this way.
Yes.
And there's nothing. There's nothing Thomas Day can do. His ankle was shattered. No, damn it, no.
Here are your winners and new United World Tag Team Champions, Andy Brown and Adrian Quest.
History made. Here in the Ocean View Pavilion, we have brand new tag team champions, but what a wild road to get there. The impromptu challenge. Let's look back at the action brought to you by Lights Out Extreme Fighting. Here you see it. This was the real turning point. The championship title right across that ankle, pinned against the post, the stairs, and then Thomas Day was a non-factor ever since. Then the pile driver on the ramp. They dragged the carcass of Taylor back in for the 1, 2, 3. Well, a position of power, I guess.
Position of power. Speaking of the power, the paradigm has shifted, Kennelly. A new era has rushed in. Young Fuego has joined Andy Brown.
When you don't get what you want, I guess you just go out there and take it by force. A vulgar display of power by the new tag team champions.
Unbelievable. The message has been sent, Kennelly. The message has been sent.
I don't know what more question. No.
There's another message out there, Kennelly. The message continues. The message continues.
You took the titles. That wasn't enough. You gave the guy a putt. They're going to try and end the career of Thomas Day. That ankle's got to be shattered. Son of a... We'll see you next week. Get them some help. Get the Soul Burners some help.
Young Fuego.
Welcome back to Championship Wrestling, and welcome back to the set, Timeless One. Can you believe it? We have new United World Tag Team Champions, and regardless of the tactics, we have to congratulate Uptown Andy Brown and Adrian Quest. Isn't that right?
Yeah, you know what? The Soul Burners are a tough team, but they are definitely not smart. Brown and Quest did exactly what they needed to do to win, and the proof is in the pudding. They're the tag team champions of the world, and you cannot take that away from it, Bimbo.
We'll have to get the whole story next week when we hear from the new tag team champions. The Hollywood Heritage champion Watts will be in action, plus the Wolf Zaddies, Gentleman Jervis, and so much more. But before we go, I have to thank the man himself, Scott Brigante. He is the owner and promoter of West Coast Pro Wrestling and such a big part of us being on the air here at ABC7. So thank you so very much for all that you do. Don't miss all the action. We will see you next week, wrestling fans.
The proceeding has been a presentation of the United Wrestling Network.